Hi, Rob. How are you doing?
Good.
We're going to just have a little informal chat today about life coaching and life coach training.
Our favorite topics.
Our favorite topic. We are the founders of CreativeMind Coaching. We have a life coach training company, and we get asked a lot by people, different walks of life. People have done our programs. Is that life coach training that you offer right for me? And you may have asked yourself this question yourself, thinking about, should I take life coach training? And so we're going to answer some questions. We're going to tell you what life coaching is.
What it's not.
What it's not. If it's right for you, what kind of person would do life coaching, if that's a good fit for you. The opportunities that life coaching industry has right now, and our training, and what's different about our training, and then you can decide if you want to take it further. But we wanted to just have a conversation about the whole industry in general.
Yeah, and it's a big industry, and it's continuously growing. And of course, the internet has fueled that growth tremendously. Remember back in the days, in the 2005, when I met you, the internet was kind of taking off, and it's been growing and growing, and it's still growing. A lot of people think it's kind of reached its peak, but actually countries all over the planet are investing heavily in getting everyone wired and on the internet.
Which is making everyone feel that the world is getting busier, and people are having more access to personal development, and they're wanting more content, wanting more coaching. And the cool thing about coaching is that you can do it anywhere in the world. You could do it over the phone. You don't have to have an office. So it really is helpful for everyone. So people don't have to drive in traffic to see their life coach. They have them on the phone. And it's a wonderful, I wish I had it when I was younger. They were saying one of the fastest growing markets are teenagers are getting life coaching now, because they're going through all those changes, and they're not really need therapy, but they need someone to talk to. So there's a lot going on. But let's start with, what is life coaching? Because a lot of people think life coaching is, let me just give you some tasks to do, and then I'm going to follow up with you and make sure you did the goals that we set.
Right.
And
well, it came from the idea of sports, right? The coach was somebody who looked at what you were doing and helped you refine your techniques and your abilities to take you to the top. And really, that concept still applies. It's only now that we're applying it to relationships, to success, to business, to CEO skills. Anything you can imagine in life that challenges you, a coach can help you with.
A breakup, a divorce, trying to get a promotion, moving to a new town, and
moving to a new country.
Yes, moving to a country. It's funny. A lot of people think that life coaching is about giving advice, and so some people are hesitant to get into become a coach because they think, well, I don't have all the answers, and what if I don't have the answers? Can I really help someone? And the beauty of life coaching isn't about that you have all the answers; is that you're helping the client find their own answer.
Right.
Give them a new perspective, and there's tools and techniques that you can learn to ask questions in a way that the client will find their answer. And all you need to do is be there to ask the question and guide them. And so it's not about giving advice. It's not therapy. You're not helping them heal childhood wounds and doing that heavy work that should be reserved for therapists. You're really helping people move forward in life.
Yeah. And, the coaching analogy is that the coach doesn't necessarily do what the star athlete does, but they know what it takes to be the best. And a good coach helps the athlete then get to that point where they are the best.
I have a good little story. My little nephew, now he's like 25, but when he was little in Little League, he was really frustrated because he couldn't hit the ball, get a home run. He was always not really hitting it very well, and he practiced. And my brother had been working a lot, so he finally came to one of his games and was watching him hold the bat, and he said, just move your hand a little bit, like 1 inch. and he moved his hand just an inch and he started hitting it over. And it was a coach, it really can see what's outside, what you can't see, your blind spot, and help you nudge yourself in the right direction to make a dramatic change. So it's not this, I'm going to revamp your life. The coach is coming in saying, make this little adjustment here, or I see here, or they're reflective to you. And you start to find the answers within yourself, but also get that edge over everyone else. And I think it's also really important to have someone who you feel like is on your side.
Yeah.
I feel that too, that kind of feeling that I can call my life coach, and I feel that I have a partner in my life that I can help, not a romantic partner, but like someone who's rooting for me. It's just a good feeling.
Yeah, so that's the idea in general, right? You have this person who's kind of spotting you and helping you reach your goals and refine your techniques and use your talents and all that good stuff. Now, specifically, there are coaches that specialize in business, in relationships, in CEOs and executive coaching, those kind of skills.
Speaking, performance.
Yes. So you can find coaches for particular tasks that you're working on as well. And of course, there's also general life coaches that help you overall with everything that you're living through.
And you know what I love about it is that no matter who you are, what kind of talent you have, you can apply it to coaching. So we have coaches that are attorneys that coach people, coach other attorneys. We have people that are performers that coach other performers. So whatever your talent is, it's not that you have to give up your gifts and talents that maybe aren't being fulfilled in the corporate world. You get to express them. And also it reveals some talents as well as you go through the training. But let's talk about what type of person would be good for a life coach training.
Yeah,
who would enjoy it?
Right. There are certain temperaments, I think, that fit the profession better than others, of course. I think, those people that are good listeners, that naturally people come to them and say, what do you think about this? Or I'm going through this. Can you help me? Or what advice can you give me? Those kind of things. Those kind of people are really, they have that temperament to listen, to kind of feel, the person feels like they got your back, like you were saying, that they're looking out for you. And
you're a type of person that people do come to you for advice, and you would like giving it or like sharing what you know, and feel that this people are drawn to you, and you feel like you enjoy having those deeper conversations. So it's someone who likes personal development, obviously. If you're listening to this, you probably like personal development in some way, but you really love it and you're passionate about it and you want to keep growing yourself. I think that's really important too. You're not the type of person that just wants to get training and just implement. You want to keep growing. You have that lifelong learner attitude. And so as you grow and you want to keep growing with your clients and your life, and it becomes a part of your personal development is actually being a coach.
Yeah, I think as far as personal development, it's probably the best field to be in because you do have to live what you're teaching.
Yes.
Walk the walk and not just talk the talk. And if you love personal development, this is one of the professions to be in besides, maybe being a therapist. But again, at therapy, you end up working with very specific kind of populations that perhaps require more emphasis on symptoms, whereas here we're focusing more on possibilities and potential, human potential.
So more highly functioning people. And so let's talk about the opportunities for life coaching. A lot of people think, well, maybe I want to be a life coach, but I'm not sure if I want to change careers. I really, have a good job. I have a good paying job, but taking life coach training doesn't necessarily mean that you have to start a business life coaching full time. Of course, there's people that do that. There's people that are entrepreneurial and they should, want to start their own business. They like marketing. They like putting themselves out there. They like social media. They like the whole idea of working for themselves. Of course, that's a possibility, but it's not the only possibility. Now, it's becoming more common for companies to hire life coaches. One of our graduates just started working for a company that hired her as a life coach. And there's also other coaches that hire life coaches. So you have a good training and you can really work for someone else if you don't want that. Another thing too is the corporations. If you're in the corporation, some of our clients didn't become life coaches right away as a business, but they use the tools from our life coach training to help them in their career. And so they've gotten promotions. They've really grown in their company. Some really did very, very well. And one of our clients doubled her income. And another one, I don't even know how much she increased her income because it was like amazing what she did. She did a big sale investment for the company because of the growth that happened in the life coach training. So life coach training can also be a leadership training for you. It could be a way for you to know your own psyche, understand yourself, understand people and the human condition so that you can help others in work, in teams, and all those things as well. And a lot of our graduates do workshops in their companies now because they have that life coach experience, and their companies like that they have that experience as well.
Yeah, I think for innovators and people that have a good imagination and like to go where no one else has gone before, boldly go where no one has gone before, it's a great career to be in because you can literally make your own niche. Mm-hmm. Whatever you can conceive of, like these companies that disrupt these industries like Uber and Airbnb. If you have ideas that you want to implement, it's the perfect career because it gives you that opportunity to create new ways of coaching people. And it's wide open.
There's no regulation.
Well, yeah. That's a double-edged sword, let's say, because it allows many people that don't belong in the industry to call themselves coaches. But at the same time, for people like ourselves who are serious about it and want to elevate the industry, it gives us that opportunity to create new avenues of ways of coaching people.
I think it does, a lot of times people will come to me and they say, well, I was thinking I should get my master's degree in psychology and become a therapist, or I was thinking of being a life coach. And they originally started on the path of the therapy path, and they're kind of in between. And, it just depends on what kind of population you want to work with. The therapy path and the college path and the university, it's years. It's a lot of testing and doing practicum and research and papers and money. It actually costs a lot more to do the college route. And then the coaching route, it's a lower investment. You can get started right away. You don't need to file for a license or take licensure exams in your state or country. It's wide open. So, of course, it depends on some countries are less liberal than others, but in the U.S. and Australia, I think a lot of those Western countries, it's pretty easy to get into it.
Absolutely.
And the type of clients that you would work with too. I mean, really, there's a demand for CEOs. When I went to the Inc. Women's Summit in New York last year, all these billionaire women they asked them, "What's the secret to your success?" And every single one of them said, "My life coach. I had a life coach because a life coach helped me keep my sanity through the ups and downs of investment and trying to grow the company." And they were this Sarah Blakely was on stage. She's the one who invented Spanx, if you don't know who she is. And she had a life coach to help her visualize, help her hold the focus, help her not freak out when investors were pulling out and, all the things that happen with a CEO that they have to deal with. And it is really becoming really popular for CEOs. It's like the edge is to have that. And you personally coach with a lot of CEOs and entrepreneurs that are very successful. And it's not that they're broken and they're trying to manifest money. It's like, no, I want to create more success. So that's what a coach is doing. It's not always trying to bring people out of the dredge of the hole. They're really there to help them excel.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I think, talking about character traits or temperaments. If you like to learn about your mind, how it works, and what makes you tick and what makes other people tick, and that kind of psychology, then, especially our type of coaching is right for you, because that's what the emphasis is on what is going on in the mind. How does the mind create your life?
Another benefit of doing the life coach, the opportunity, aside from career and success and leadership, is your own personal growth. That you can, the right program, the life coach training, will actually help you transform yourself in ways that you don't even realize. I mean, our coaches started out maybe doing one of our courses, and they had some great insights and great shifts. And then they did the coach training, and it's just like rocket fuel. It's just like, wow, like what happened to me? They literally look different, and their energy's different, and they're more confident. It really changes everything. So remember that this is also a personal development program when you get life coach training.
So let's talk about our program.
Let's talk about our favorite subject.
I'm itching to to talk about what we do, because it's so different. I mean, we've literally talked about calling it something else besides coaching, but I think as far as communicating what we do to people, it's the closest that we can come to describing it. But it is more about personal development. And having the coach themselves go through that transformation before they take other people through that transformation. So it is a transformative process that's very focused on how the mind works, what is the kind of the worldview that you're operating on.
What is reality, basically?
The nature of reality, the nature of the mind. Ours is based on Jungian psychology and Eastern philosophy. And then we also emphasize the mindset of how do you act when you interface with the world, when you're out there doing your coaching, when you're talking to people, when you're doing seminars or talks. What is the intention that you're putting forth into that action that you're taking?
And how do you respond to life, basically? How you're responding to the conflicts that show up, the obstacles that show up, mastering that idea and holding the mind in a state of centeredness in the midst of sometimes a roller coaster ride of life. So I always see everyone asks me, like, what's different about your program compared to other life coach trainings and your personal development system, which is the CreativeMind method. And it's based on this concept of the mind. There's a limited mind, which is the ego, that conditions you to basically act unconsciously. And so most people are asleep, and they're just the people they attract, the money they attract, the type of businesses they fall into, the careers they go into are more conditioned responses to life versus real active choices. And our work is about bringing in the creative mind, which is the divine mind that's unlimited. And how do we awaken to a bigger part of ourselves? In some traditions, they call it the true self. But if you look at other programs, there's the very left-brained logical coaching, which is more a lot of executive coaches do the traditional, very dry, very not really a lot of emotion, more here's the 3, tasks you need to take. Did you make your goals? Where are your milestones? And a lot of insight around your patterns, maybe a little bit, but not really going deep into the unconscious, not really understanding what's unconscious, what your feelings are around it. It's just kind of basic dry. And then the other end of the spectrum, since the coaching industry is not regulated, there's the way woo-woo, I don't want to say anything, just kind of out there stuff that's not really scientific, that's not based on psychology. So you get like that, very imaginative place. And I see our work is in the middle. It's like a hybrid between the practical and the creative. And so it's the left and the right brain, the masculine, feminine. It really is that integration of both our rational psychology, scientific mind, and how reality works based on science and consciousness studies. And then also the creative and the intuitive part of Jung's work and archetypes and dream interpretation and working with emotions and shadow work. So a lot of it is very deep, but also easily applied in everyday life. And that's really, I think, the beauty of our work. So the initial training is 6 months in length. You become a certified creative mind coach, and you're able to start your business. Some people start before they graduate. They start getting paying clients. Depends on how motivated you are. And really it entails a lot of online classes. You'll get online trainings plus group Q&A calls, all online. So if you're overseas, you can easily take this training virtually. You don't have to see us in person. But we do have a 3-day optional in-person training that you can come to in LA. Usually it's in LA, in where we live in Southern California, where it's always sunny and nice. It doesn't matter what time of year. It's always 70 degrees. And we get together and with our coaches and we do some in-person training and
yeah, probably my favorite part of our work is hanging out with our coaches.
And one of the wonderful things about the program is you're going to get not just a technique to do, you're going to get a toolbox of techniques that you'll be able to use with clients to help them understand themselves in a deeper way. So there's so many things that we provide in the coach training, but I think one of the most powerful ones is the sense of community and the lifelong friends that you will experience through the program. And we've been doing this program since 2012. So our coaches know each other from almost a decade, and they are just still friends, and they stay in touch. And when we do events, they see each other again and they keep in touch, and some of them collaborate together. So it's this really great community of people that understand Jungian coaching, the creative mind, visualization, and they have a common language and a common understanding, and they're more evolved than most people. So it's a really wonderful group to be in. And then in the training itself, you get to practice with a buddy. You get some assigned buddies to practice with. So you get lots of coaching. One of the great things about our training is that you get also coaching from our Creative Mind mentors. Those are graduates of our previous trainings that will coach you personally. So you're getting a lot of one-on-one coaching that is going to give you a huge transformation because it's such an intensive experience.
Yeah. Yeah, we really wanted to make the time that the students are with us training the best time of their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, an intensive transformational experience, like you said, because it's an opportunity
mm-hmm.
to really work with your mind to figure out what your higher purpose is.
Mm.
And to gain those skills that are going to last with you or stay with you for the rest of your life.
It's a wonderful transformational experience like no other. And if you don't know what your purpose is, going through life coach training will help you discover that purpose. And I promise you, the tools you will receive in the training, you can apply to whatever purpose you decide is really for you. Even if you don't want to be a life coach, the training itself will help you implement your dreams. So really powerful. I think everyone should take our life coach training. And
it would be a much better world.
Happier
absolutely.
world, yeah.
The Creative Mind Method.
Yes. So we do trainings twice a year. So check out our website for the next training date, and we hope to see you there.
We'll see you in the program.
Great. So go to Creative Mind Method and find out more today.